Leo, let's be honest right from the start. Your money is coming back. A sudden farewell is about to free you, and true love is closer than you think. That's the heart of today's message. I want you to hear it up front, because it's not just a prediction, it's a mirror of the energy surrounding your life right now. Leo, have you ever wondered why you landed here, on this exact video, at this exact time? Do you ever feel like some invisible thread pulled you to click play? That's not coincidence. That's timing. That's alignment. And today, you are being asked to pause, breathe, and let yourself listen, because what's about to unfold may change how you see your own path. I know you carry yourself with pride. You've built things with courage, you've poured your heart into people and projects, and sometimes it seemed like no one noticed. Money slipped away, opportunities got delayed, relationships felt heavier than they should have. But here's the truth, the universe does not forget effort. What you gave with loyalty and persistence is making its way back. When I say your money is coming back, I don't just mean cash in your pocket. I mean recognition, respect, stability. I mean the return of what you invested: energy, time, patience flowing back into your life. And yet, before something new can take root, something old must leave. That's where the unexpected goodbye shows up. You may feel like you've lost control when something or someone suddenly slips away. But I want you to consider this: not every ending is a failure. Sometimes the most loving thing the universe can do is remove what you cling to, so you have space for what is real. If you've ever felt broken by a sudden farewell, understand it was never the end of you. It was the beginning of your freedom. Which brings me to the most intimate part of this message. Love. Real love. Love that does not ask you to shrink, does not make you prove yourself, does not walk away when things get tough. Love that sees you exactly as you are: strong, passionate, sometimes stubborn, and says yes anyway. You may have wondered if that kind of love even exists for you. It does. And it's not far away. Someone who carries the same steady fire as you is ready to step forward. This is not a game, not a passing fling. This is a commitment. A proposal. A turning point in how you share your life. Leo, you came here because some part of you knows this truth is meant for you. Maybe you've been asking for a sign. Maybe you've been quietly hoping something would shift. Well, here it is. This is your sign. Your energy, your faith, your persistence, none of it has been wasted. Now the doors open, money returns, burdens lift, love steps in. So stay with me until the end, because each part of this message will unfold with clarity, depth, and guidance you can act on. This isn't just about listening, it's about reclaiming your place in the world. It's about remembering you already hold the light. And before we go deeper, I want to pause and thank you. Your presence here matters. Every like, every comment, every subscription strengthens this community and allows us to keep bringing these messages to you. From my heart, I am grateful. And now, I invite you to ground this energy right away. Comment below with the words, "I am ready to receive." Write it as a confirmation, not for me, but for yourself. Because Leo, today is not about waiting, it's about stepping into what is already yours. Leo, let me tell you something I've learned the hard way and witnessed again and again in charts, readings, and in real life. Money does not just represent numbers in a bank account. It carries energy, it carries memory, and it carries recognition. For you, the journey of money has often felt uneven. You gave, you worked, you poured yourself into building, and sometimes it felt like the reward either came too late or slipped through your fingers. That is the ache of your sign, so much pride, so much generosity, and yet at times the world seems slow to notice the weight of your effort. But here is the shift I need you to hear today. Your money is coming back, not by accident, but because the cycles of the Sun, your ruler, and Jupiter, the planet of expansion, are aligning to restore what belongs to you. Think of yourself as a tree that has endured more than one dry season. The roots dug deep. The branches stretched even when the rain was scarce. People may have looked at you and seen nothing but bare branches, but you knew what was happening beneath the surface. Now, finally, the season changes. You are not waiting for someone else to hand you fruit. You are standing in the orchard of your own labor, and the harvest is ready. That is the recognition coming back to you. I know it's tempting to ask, why now? Why not sooner? The truth is, the universe doesn't operate on our schedule. It operates on readiness. And now you are ready not only to receive, but to keep what you receive. Money without peace is just noise. Recognition without self-worth disappears as quickly as it comes. What is different about this moment is that you have grown into someone who no longer chases, no longer begs, and no longer doubts whether you are worthy. You stand in your light, and that light calls abundance back home. Here is something practical you can do. Each morning, before you pick up your phone, say out loud, I have always been worthy. I open my heart to receive what belongs to me. Let those words ground you. Write down 3 things you once gave your energy to that were never properly acknowledged. Maybe it was a project at work, maybe it was support you gave to a friend, maybe it was the discipline you kept even when nobody noticed. Write them down, then close your eyes and imagine those investments coming back to you multiplied by 3. Don't overthink it, just let yourself see it. This simple ritual rewires the way your mind and energy expect to be rewarded, and it aligns you with the return that is already in motion. Now, let's talk about something just as important: how to hold on to what comes back. You already know the danger of emotional spending, of throwing money at temporary relief, or of overgiving until you are left depleted. This is the season to step into wise stewardship. Put your money into what grows, not what drains. Look at investments that build security over time. Treat your finances the way you treat your health, with consistency, balance, and long-term vision. Abundance is not meant to be a quick thrill, it is meant to be a foundation. There is also a color vibration working with you. Gold. Not just any yellow, but the deep golden hue that carries authority and dignity. Wearing it, visualizing it, surrounding yourself with golden tones reminds your subconscious of your inherent worth and aligns you with wealth. Even something as simple as a golden accessory on your desk can be a signal to your mind. I am safe, I am stable, I am provided for. So let me ask you, Leo, are you ready to welcome this season of return? Are you willing to let yourself receive without guilt? If you believe that abundance is already on its way back into your life, comment below with the words, I open my heart to receive. Let it be a public declaration of what you are stepping into. Because when you write it, you do not only confirm it to me, you confirm it to yourself, and to the universe that has been waiting for your yes. Leo, there are moments in life when what leaves us does not ask for permission, does not wait for timing, and does not explain itself. That kind of farewell can feel like a storm blowing through without warning. You're left standing in the quiet afterward, asking why, questioning what you did wrong, wondering if you could have held on tighter. But here's the truth I need you to let settle into your heart. Not every departure is a loss. Sometimes, it is the universe's way of lifting a weight from your shoulders before it crushes you. It is a release, not a punishment. Think of your fire, Leo. It burns brightly, but the ash and old fuel must fall away so the flame can rise higher. If you cling to the ash, you smother your own fire. If you let it drop, you discover the heat and brilliance that was waiting all along. I've seen this energy countless times in astrology charts. Full moons in particular act as a spotlight on what needs to end, what has reached completion, and what no longer supports growth. They can feel harsh, because endings rarely feel gentle. Yet they are precise. They cut away what holds you back so that you can finally move forward lighter, clearer, freer. For you, Leo, this moment may come as a goodbye you didn't expect, someone walking out of your life, a job shifting, a plan dissolving. Instead of calling it failure, I invite you to see it as a ritual of cleansing. The Death card in Tarot teaches us the same lesson. It isn't about destruction for the sake of suffering. It is transformation. It is pruning a tree so that the branches can stretch stronger in the next season. If you are still holding pain around something or someone that left without explanation, try this practice. Write a letter not to send, but to release. Put into words what you never got to say, the gratitude and the disappointment, the memories and the unmet hopes. Then fold that letter, and decide what to do with it. Tear it, burn it safely, or simply place it in a drawer. The act is not for them, it's for you. It's a declaration that you no longer need closure from outside. You give it to yourself. Pair that with breath. Sit quietly, inhale as if drawing in light, exhale as if you're letting go of heavy stones. Repeat it until your chest feels open. You'll be surprised how much weight drops off when you decide to stop carrying what isn't yours anymore. The energy of release is not betrayal, Leo. It is purification. What you're letting go of cannot take your best qualities with it. Your loyalty, your strength, your warmth, they are yours, untouched by anyone's decision to leave. When someone exits, they take only what was never meant to stay. You remain whole. In fact, you remain more yourself than before. This is why the color deep blue is powerful for you right now. It calms the storm inside, balances grief, and gives you the emotional clarity to see that release is not emptiness, it is space. Space for healing. Space for new beginnings. Space for you to remember your original light. I want you to sit with this question. What if this farewell, painful as it felt, was the very thing that cleared the way for the chapter you've been praying for? Can you imagine that what is gone was only blocking the true alignment you needed? You don't have to answer right now, but let it stir inside. Because often the hardest goodbyes are the doors to the brightest beginnings. So, Leo, if you feel this cleansing working in your life, don't keep it inside. Speak it, claim it, write it down below. I release so I can be free. Let it be your affirmation, your ritual, your way of confirming to yourself that you are no longer chained by what has ended. You are stepping into a lighter, freer version of yourself, and this farewell was simply the gateway. Leo, I know love has been one of those chapters in your life that has often felt heavier than it should. You've poured yourself into others, given your loyalty without hesitation, and carried more than your fair share of weight. Yet how many times did you find yourself questioning whether anyone truly saw you, not just the strength you showed, but the tenderness you hid? That kind of loneliness is not about being without people, it's about being without the one who understands your heart at its core. That ache has shaped you, but it has not broken you. It has made you more aware of what love must look like if it is to last. Here's the turning point: the energy around you is shifting. With Venus moving in harmony with fire signs, this is not the time for fleeting passion or empty promises. This is the season where real love shows up, love that is stable, grounded, and safe. Imagine someone whose presence doesn't make you question your worth, someone who doesn't require you to perform or prove yourself. This person simply stays. Their consistency becomes the proof, their reliability the foundation. That's the gift arriving now, and for many Leos, it comes with the seriousness of a proposal, the commitment you may have secretly longed for but never dared to fully expect. The symbolism of the Lover's card reminds us that this is not just about attraction, it's about choice. The choice to align with someone whose energy doesn't drain but restores, whose vision of life mirrors yours in all the essential ways. This isn't about fireworks that fade. It's about warmth that endures. Picture the scene: dusk settling, light filtering through the trees, a hand reaching for yours without hesitation, eyes that do not wander, a voice promising not just love but partnership. It's quiet, it's steady, and it's exactly what your soul has been waiting for. What matters now is not whether this love arrives, but how you prepare yourself to receive it. The greatest obstacle for Leo is the habit of wearing armor. You've had to be strong for so long that you sometimes forget it's safe to be soft. But vulnerability is not weakness. It is the invitation that allows real intimacy to enter. When you allow yourself to be seen without the mask of strength, you open the door for the kind of love that lasts. So practice dropping the armor, even in small ways. Speak your needs, admit when you're tired, let your laughter be unguarded. On a practical level, resist the urge to rush. Real commitment does not demand speed. It demands presence. When you are grounded in your own worth, you don't chase love, you draw it in naturally. Stand tall in that worth, and trust that the right person is already moving toward you. If you feel called to a ritual, let the ruby red color guide you. Wear it, meditate on it, surround yourself with it. Ruby is the color of passion that endures, of promises kept, of devotion that doesn't waver. Let it remind you daily of the kind of love you deserve. So let me ask you, Leo, are you ready to open your heart without fear? Are you ready to welcome a love that sees you fully and chooses you anyway? If the answer stirs inside you as a quiet yes, write it down below. Declare it: I am ready to be loved. When you type those words, you do more than interact, you confirm to yourself and to the energy around you that you are no longer waiting in loneliness. You are opening to the partnership your spirit has been prepared to receive. Leo, when we step back and look at the path you've been walking, it becomes clear that 3 powerful lessons have shaped you into who you are right now. These aren't abstract ideas, they are lived experiences, written into your story through both the victories and the struggles. The first lesson is that what is yours always finds its way back. Money, recognition, security, these are not just external rewards. They are proof that your efforts were never invisible. When what you've earned returns, it carries a message: you were never forgotten. Every ounce of persistence and loyalty you invested has been recorded in the rhythm of the universe, and the return is the reminder that energy given with integrity always circles back. The second lesson is harder to swallow, yet just as liberating. Sometimes the most unexpected goodbyes are the very keys to your freedom. You know that ache of holding onto someone or something too tightly, convinced that letting go would undo you. And then one day, without your consent, it was gone. At first, it felt like loss, maybe even betrayal. But in time, you realized it was a release. That goodbye carved space inside you that could not have been created otherwise. It taught you that endings don't always mean failure. They can be the pruning that allows you to grow stronger, the storm that clears the air so you can breathe again. This is the kind of wisdom you don't read in a book. It's the kind you earn through nights of wrestling with yourself until you finally let go and discovered you were lighter without the weight. The third lesson is perhaps the most intimate and the most healing. You don't have to shrink yourself to be loved. True love is not about enduring silence, carrying someone else's chaos, or proving your worth by overgiving. It's about being seen, accepted, and cherished as you are. That realization shifts everything. It changes the way you choose partners, the way you show up in relationships, and the way you allow yourself to receive affection. This is not just about romance, it's about self-respect. Knowing you are worthy of love that feels safe and steady changes the entire landscape of your heart. Together, these three lessons form a pattern that is no coincidence. In numerology, the number 3 represents creativity, wholeness, and the start of a new cycle. Think about it: 3 points make a triangle, one of the strongest shapes in nature. 3 steps form a rhythm, a pattern we can dance to. The 3 lessons you've carried are not random hardships. They are the 3 gates you've passed through to enter a new phase of your life. They are proof that you are not at the beginning anymore. You are standing on a foundation that is ready to carry you into something larger. If you want to anchor this understanding in your daily life, try this simple practice. Take a notebook and write down 3 victories you've achieved, even if they seem small. Maybe it was saying no when you used to say yes. Maybe it was saving money when you felt tempted to spend. Maybe it was allowing yourself to rest instead of pushing through exhaustion. Write them down, and every time you feel doubt creep in, read those victories back to yourself. Let them remind you that you've already proven your resilience, your discipline, and your worthiness. Now I want you to see these 3 lessons as doors, not walls. Each one was a threshold you've already crossed, and now you stand in a wider space with more light and more possibilities. You're not stuck. You're moving forward. You've already shown yourself what you can overcome, and that means the path ahead does not require you to go backward. You are equipped. You are ready. So I'll ask you directly, Leo, which of these 3 gates feels the most powerful for you right now? Where do you feel the shift strongest in money, in letting go, or in love? Share it below, and let your words be the anchor. By speaking it out, you are declaring to yourself and to the world that you are no longer just surviving these lessons, you are living beyond them. And that is where your new story begins. Leo, when the universe clears space for you and hands you back pieces of your life, money, freedom, love, it's not just for the poetry of it. It's for the practical, everyday living of it. This is where most people miss the point. They wait for miracles as if they're fireworks, forgetting that true miracles often look like steady routines, small choices, and the way you treat your body, your mind, and your relationships every single day. You've just walked through some of the most powerful lessons of your journey, and now it's time to ground those lessons into habits that actually carry you forward. Let's start with your health, because without a steady body and a clear mind, everything else wobbles. You know better than anyone how stress creeps in. It starts as restlessness, maybe tension in the shoulders, or nights where sleep doesn't come easy. Over time, that pressure becomes the weight that dulls your fire. This is the moment to take stress seriously, not as a weakness, but as a signal. Add something simple to your routine: B vitamins to fuel your nervous system, a morning stretch to loosen the body, or a quiet 10 minutes of yoga or meditation to reset your mind. Think of it as sharpening the blade before you go into battle. You don't wait until the sword is blunt. You care for it daily, and the same goes for you. In your work, you may feel that familiar sense of restlessness, that quiet voice asking if the road you're on is truly the one meant for you. If you've been hitting walls or repeating patterns that leave you drained, that's not failure, it's feedback. Consider what new skills you can learn, what projects light up your creativity, or even what fresh direction might be calling. Sometimes the bravest act is admitting that a chapter is complete and that it's time to step into something that stretches you. Growth often disguises itself as discomfort, and if you feel that now, honor it as the nudge toward your next expansion. Financially, this is where grounding matters most. The money is circling back to you, but it's not meant to slip through your fingers. It's meant to create security and freedom. That means building a plan, not chasing shortcuts. Quick gains rarely last, slow and steady growth does. Set aside a portion to save, explore investments that align with your values, and resist the urge to spend impulsively when emotions run high. Think of every dollar as a seed. Will you plant it in rocky ground for quick sprouting, or will you place it in fertile soil and let it grow into a tree that will shade you for years? Love, too, needs this grounded approach. You've learned that real connection comes when you show up as yourself, not the version you think others want to see. That means letting your guard down, showing your affection without embarrassment, and allowing your softer side to be visible. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's the bridge that makes intimacy possible. If you want the kind of love that stays, then stay true to your nature. And don't be afraid to let someone see the full spectrum of you, from your fire to your fragility. And then there's the law of attraction, the subtle but powerful force that shapes your reality. You've already seen how thoughts become experiences, how focus turns into form. So don't just keep these ideas in your head, make them tangible. Create a vision board for the life you want to step into. Pin images, words, colors that remind you of abundance, love, freedom. Place it somewhere you'll see every day, so your subconscious mind is constantly reminded of where you're heading. Even colors carry energy. Gold invites wealth and dignity. Deep blue soothes emotions and helps you release what no longer serves. Ruby red fuels passion and strengthens commitment. Surround yourself with these tones, wear them, visualize them, and let them act as subtle but steady reminders of the energy you are choosing. So, Leo, the advice is simple, but it's not small. Care for your body. Honor your work by letting it evolve. Guard your finances by planting wisely. Love with honesty and softness. Focus your energy by giving it vision. You've been given a new chapter, and it deserves to be lived fully, not just imagined. If you feel ready to embrace this grounded, empowered version of your path, write it below. I choose to live aligned with my highest good. That single act of commitment, spoken, written, declared, sets the energy in motion. Leo, as we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to remember something simple yet deeply powerful. You are the light. You don't need anyone's permission to shine, and you don't need outside validation to prove your worth. That light has always been within you, steady and unwavering, even during the times when you felt unseen or overlooked. The money that is returning, the unexpected goodbye that sets you free, and the love that is ready to stand by you are not just random events. They are reflections of who you have become, of the strength and resilience you've carried through every chapter until now. Think for a moment about how much energy you've given over the years, about the moments when you poured yourself into people, into work, into commitments that didn't always return what you invested. Can you allow yourself now to see that none of it was wasted? Every seed you planted, every ounce of loyalty you gave, is circling back to you. This is your season of harvest, your time to receive not just money, but recognition, respect, and the steady ground you've been craving. Are you willing to open your hands, without guilt, without hesitation, and finally take what belongs to you? And when it comes to the sudden farewells life places in your path, I invite you to see them with new eyes. What if the goodbye that hurt you the most was not a betrayal, but a release? What if the thing or person that left was never meant to follow you into the next chapter? Instead of clinging to the closed door, can you trust that the open space it leaves is a blessing in disguise? The ashes that fall away from your fire are not your loss. They are proof that your flame is still alive, still rising. Ask yourself, what can I let go of today that will allow me to breathe more freely tomorrow? And then, love. True love does not demand that you shrink yourself or hide behind walls. It does not make you prove your worth through endless giving. It meets you where you are, sees you fully, and chooses to stay. Are you ready to believe that such love exists for you? Are you ready to let your heart be seen, not just your strength, but also your softness, so that the one who comes will know the real you and embrace it? The proposal, the commitment, the steady partnership that is on its way is not a test. It is an invitation to finally rest in a love that feels like home. So, Leo, here is your moment of choice. You can continue to wait for recognition, for release, for love, or you can declare today that you are ready. Ready to receive money without fear. Ready to let go of burdens without regret. Ready to welcome love without walls. Which will you choose? And what would change in your life if you stepped fully into that choice right now? I want to thank you sincerely for being here, for giving your heart and attention to this message. Every like, every comment, every subscription you share is not just support, it is the lifeblood of this space we're building together here at Eternal Mindfulness. Your presence allows us to continue sharing these transformative messages, and for that I am truly grateful. If you feel the truth of what we've explored today, take a moment right now to comment these words: I am ready to receive money, to release my burdens, and to open my heart to true love. Let it be your confirmation, your declaration, your seed planted into the universe. And as you step away from this video, carry this reminder with you: you are already enough, you are already light, and the blessings making their way to you are not by chance. They are yours. Will you allow yourself to receive them?